Hi everyone, I'm Eileen Hull. I'm a Sizzix designer and I have a new line of products. They're called the Paper Flower Party, and they are 3D flower dies that you can make for all of the occasions that come up in your life. You can use them to make cards, decorate for weddings, parties, special events. You can put them on your layouts. You can wrap gifts with them. You can do all kinds of stuff. Hey Tanya, how you doing? Oh, I have to show my sign. Welcome to the paper flower party. That's hard to say 3 times in a row. Hey Sally, hi Jane, how are you? Thanks for coming. Hey, this is great. Well, I am gonna try and move a little faster tonight. I had a problem today. I was down at my daughter's house, and she lives 27 miles away, but we're right outside of DC. And the traffic was ridiculous, and then I found out it was an ambulance got in an accident. Thank you. So I got home 10 minutes ago. So I am not the most organized I've been, but we will get through this, okay? And we're gonna have fun. Tonight we're gonna make a flower, and we're going to use tissue paper, okay? Isn't that pretty? And I also want to show you how to do these leaves and how to wrap the stems, because that's something that I had a little, I didn't know how to do it, and so I just kind of made it up, but it seems to work, and so I'll show you what I know. All right, so are you guys ready to get going? Learn a new thing. Hey Bambi, how are you? Hi Charlotte. Oh, Missouri. We have Missouri, Tennessee, I know. Tanya's from Tennessee. And who else is here? I lost the stream. Anyway, I'm gonna try to talk less. I'm sorry. I love seeing you guys, but I said to my daughter, "Did you watch any?" Hey Debbie, and she's like, "Well, it's kind of distracting, when you're talking to everyone. It's like it's Facebook Live. That's the beauty. Wisconsin, yeah." Okay, so anyway, I will try to not, Hey, Michelle. Oh, good. We have our team here. We have Tanya Trantham and we have Michelle Zarell. And hey, last night we had Diana, last 2 nights we had Diana on. And so I asked her if she would kind of keep an eye. So if I'm talking and you have a question, possibly Michelle or Tanya can help you, or, just wait until I shut up and then, ask me that. Hey, Vicki. So let's get going, and I do want to show you my secret weapon, so we'll get to that in a minute. But I said that we're going to make this flower, right? We're going to make this flower out of tissue paper. And here are some other ones that we have made. The first night we were on Facebook Live, we made cardstock. Keep the chatting. Yeah, what does my daughter know? Come on. All right, I like it because I feel like, we're talking here. You're sitting in my kitchen and we're making some flowers. So these were all made out of plain cardstock, okay? So, and then last night we made these, and these were made out of crepe paper, so you can kind of see the difference. Hey, Marcy, thanks for coming on. And so even if you listen to them, like listen to this. Okay. Listen to this, not so much. So these are a little harder and these are a little softer, but they each have a nice look. And I like to actually mix these in a bouquet together because, flowers are all different and it's fun to do that. So here's what we're gonna be using tonight. From Belgrade, wow, hi Nina. I think you're the furthest person we've had. There's Christine and Lorraine, hi. Good to see you again. This is so fun. I'm going to miss this. But I was saying last night, there are some items that we still need to cut that are not covered in just 4 nights. So maybe we'll keep going next week if you guys are up to it. We'll see. And if I can keep my kitchen clean over the weekend, which I doubt. But, can always clean again. So this is the material that we're going to use tonight. And this is just your regular tissue paper that you buy for wrapping gifts. And then these are the dies. The new dies in the collection are, this is the rolled flower, and this is a thinlet, so you can see it's thin. And we'll do this one night too. I don't know when we'll get to it. This is the, Hey, Linda. The romance flower, and this is the one we did the first 2 nights actually. This is the one we're going to use tonight. This is called Heart and Soul. So this one is fun. It's kind of delicate. This is the new leaf dye. It's called Spring Leaves, and that's fun. Keep this going. You're trying to kill me, Debbie. And then there's the pansy dye, which I don't have yet, but I want to show you. I think we did that last night, actually. Yeah. So this is what it looks like. And they all come in 3 sizes. They're all layered flowers. You can use any flowers that you have and add them in as a combination. Because why not? You have them. They're nicer if they have a hole in the middle, but if they don't, you just take a paper piercer and poke a hole. So everything is manageable. So here is the dye that we're going to use tonight. It's called the Heart and Soul, as I said. Yes, it's good to see you too, Linda. You know, I want to ask you guys, how do you know that I'm on? Do you get some kind of notice? Do you have to subscribe? Oh, well, thanks. Because I want to see when there are things happening, but I always miss them. Is there some kind of notification I can get? Because I would like to do that, but anyway. Yes, there is. 50 people watching. Holy cow. Feed. All right, I need to figure out how to do it. Hi, Linda. All right, well, I'll Google it. All right, so what I have done is I just took, oh, you saw it on Instagram. Oh, your mom reminds you. Oh, wow, what a good mom. I should get my mom to do it. She's probably better than me. Subscribe. Okay, I read that somewhere. I got to figure out how to do it. Okay, well, thank you for figuring it out and for coming. Okay, so let's get going on this because we have a lot to do tonight. What I have done is I have just taken a piece. Oh, actually, this is 2 pieces, and I want to show you. It's two different colors. Hi, Brenda. And oh, it popped up. Okay, you set your alarm. You guys are so organized. Okay, you don't know how you did it. That would be me. Anyway, we're going to start off, and we have 2 pieces of tissue paper. You can see on one side it's a real pretty, like an orangey red, and this side is pink, which in the past those colors kind of got on my nerves putting them together, but now I kind of like it. And what that does is it gives a real nice contrast to your flower. Hi, Chantal. Okay, so I folded it in half and then in quarters. Oh, good. Well, I hope you go to see your own child, Linda, on Facebook. Linda is very, very savvy. Okay, so now I've got it into, this must be 1/8, and then I'm going to fold this again into another quarter. All right, so basically what I'm doing is I am folding my tissue paper down small enough so that it fits on my die. Okay, and I have a lot of layers on here, and that's great because it can cut a lot. It can cut many layers at one time. So we don't have to worry about it not going through or not fitting. So I have my Big Shot here. Let me just put it down. You know, guys all know how to do this, and you may not get the whole, I'm trying to keep my aqua one pretty, so I'll put that on the bottom. So now I'm just going to make my Sizzix sandwich. I've got 1 cutting pad on the bottom. I have my die. I have my material. Hey, Barbara. I can kind of see you. All right, and then I just want to make sure that I cover all of my die. And then I'm going to cut it. And I'm using my Cool Tool Caddy. Isn't this neat? And I'm going to roll that through. Okay. All right. So here's what we have left. And I kind of pull that over there so that it's not, these don't all go flying. But what happened was this is so thin that the die kind of seals it all in. So now here is my secret weapon. When I am doing a bunch of flowers, what I do is I take a pipe cleaner and I thread each one through as soon as I take it off the die. That way I don't have to worry about these pieces flying all over the place. And then when I decide what I'm going to do with it, then I can just take it off. All right, I may have put too many through here, but let's see. Now this big one I shouldn't have, because these are very fragile So I can trim that later. I'm planning to just use half of this anyway, but while I'm cutting, I thought, go ahead and cut them all. All right, so you just want to unload them pretty much in one piece and then thread them on your pipe cleaner. And then you don't have to go around and like pick up every little piece, try to find the center. It's just a lot easier. Yeah, I probably cut too many. Usually I cut one piece at a time because these are pretty full flowers. And where'd the other one go? Got one more piece. Okay, I may not even use all these, and I'll show you what I'm doing right now. I have this arrangement that, actually 10 arrangements that I have to make for a Sizzix event out in Salt Lake City. So, hey Marcy, hi Vicky. These are flowers that I've cut. I've used coffee filters and I'm going to dye these. I'm going to dip dye them. So I may do this class next week if you guys are interested. So here's the pansy. I just have a whole bunch of them on here so I can make them. I can combine them. I can do all kinds of stuff. This one is the romance flower. You're new here. Oh, good. Well, yeah. Hey, there's Pam Bray. Hi. All right, I can't really see because I'm trying to do stuff, but I'll keep looking because I'm too nosy. I have to know who's on here. All right, so we have our flowers die cut and loaded onto our pipe cleaner. So I'm going to put those aside. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our scent. Okay, I don't know why that went off. All right, so now I want to show you the other things that we need to make our flower. We need to make a stem. So I have wire here, and this is 24, I think, yeah, 24 gauge wire. You can use anything, really. You just don't want to go too thick or else Linda, this is kind of a special deal. I have a new release coming out with Sizzix and they're all flowers, so I'm kind of showing people just how to use the dyes and how fun they are. So I've been doing one every night this week. I don't know if I could keep that up, but maybe one a week. I don't know. Maybe I could do 2 weeks. We'll see. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut. Well, I'm just going to take a piece of this, and this is going to make our stem, and then I'm going to show you the twist and style tool. All right, and you're just going to cut that with some wire cutters. All right, let me put this down here. And then we need a center for our flower. Tonight, I'm just going to use a pearl. Whoa! Last night, we used a bead. You could use a button. You can use whatever you'd like. All right, I'm just going to thread that through. And then you're going to fold your wire in half. Just bend it in half. And then let your bead fall down to the center. Okay? So that's pretty much down there. You just want this in the middle. And then this will form the center for your flower. And if you guys have been here for the last couple nights, we're going to do this about the same that we did the others. This is the Twist and Style tool. This is actually the old one. The new one is this color, but I'm keeping that special. I'm used to using this one, so I'm just going to use this. So what you're going to do is, now this is the cool, okay, this is the cool part of the tool. This is the anchor. And this is what you need. It's like a third hand because you're going to need 2 hands to crank the tool. So this will anchor your flower center, your piece of jewelry, your you can use it to make soft, you can coil soft things and make cording. So anyway, we're just going to do the stem right now. So what I do is, you didn't see me, but I just licked the bottom. That keeps it on even more. All right, and then you just lock it down with that little piece there. And I know this is kind of hard to see, but I'm going to take my tool and I'm going to use the hook end of it. And I'm going to place this in the little nail there. And I'm just going to twist the end of my wire around the bottom. All right? Then I'm just going to start twisting. And what this does, it creates a perfectly twisted stem. Or if you're making jewelry, it'll make a perfectly twisted little bracelet or necklace or whatever you are trying to make. The twisting is what's really cool, and I'll show you how that looks. Can you see that? Is that cool? Marianne, my daughter's here. Aw. Okay, so then I'm just gonna trim off this bottom piece here. All right, so this is gonna be the stem to my flower. 100 people are watching. I'm getting stressed out. Hi guys, thanks for coming. All right, so now we have our flowers that we already die cut. And what I like to do sometimes is do the work that I need to do on my pipe cleaner because it's a little bit easier. It doesn't, you know, the wire is cool too, but it can move around. So, yes, Linda, it's new. That's why you haven't seen it. It's not out yet. So, all right, I'm just gonna take, this is what I'm doing to make my flower. And I think I put this in the wrong order. So I'm just gonna, it's very easy. I'm just gonna slide this down because I wanna do it in size order. So I have the smallest petal, then I have next smallest. That's the biggest, so I'm gonna take that off. I'm gonna put this other one on and switch this back. So I can basically make my flower on this pipe cleaner. Hi Dana. Hi Camille. Brazil, hi. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. I wonder what time it is there. So then I'm just gonna kind of ruffle that up a little bit so that I can easily get each petal. I don't do each one separately, but all I'm doing is kind of squishing that into the center and just crumpling the paper basically. Hold it a little, oh, sorry. Thank you, Beth. You're good. Okay, can you see now? All right, so these take a little while. Usually I don't make them this full. I usually do like one sheet and then I cut it, or I do 2 sheets of color together because when you run it through the die, then you don't have to, you know, it alternates really nicely. Can you hold a little higher? Yes, okay. All right, so I'm just squishing, really. It's kind of boring. I wish I had one of those sped up camera things. I should have staged this, but as I said, I got home late and there was an ambulance that was in an accident and everybody was all mad and I hope there was no one in it. Okay, so this is the smallest one in the center and let's just squish that. Okay, so now one bit of it is done. Now I can lower these a little bit and I can work on this. So, sorry, I got something in my throat, or maybe it's allergies. So I'm just squishing all of these pretty little flowers together. Can you see okay? Looks good. How was dinner last night? We went to Costco and I had a piece of pizza. It was delicious. I didn't have to make it. Any dinner I don't have to cook is good. So my husband tonight, he's out at a Rotary thing, so I don't have to make anything. And I went to lunch. I had salad, so I'm good. Love those nights where you don't have to worry about what to make for dinner. All right, and every once in a while I might just take them all and kind of crumple them up. Hi Stan, how are you? Or no, wait, is it Stan or Stacy? I can't see. I have to bend this. If you move a bit to your right, we'll see better. Oh, like this? How about like that? Is that better? Paper, tissue paper. Yes, thank you for answering. If anybody's asking, this is a tissue paper flower. It's this idea, but it's not this dye. It's going to look a little different because I'm using a different dye tonight. I get attached to certain ones and I like to use them for everything because they're fun, but then I have a rest from another kind and it's like, oh, why haven't I used that? Because that was cool. You know, these kind of look like, when I'm looking at them, like snapdragons. You know how they go on the, they all go all up the stem a little bit. In Portugal, it is 11:15. Holy cow. All right. You need to go to bed, but this will be a vision of, you can dream about these flowers and making them. All right, and so here, some of these were not perfect because I tore them a little bit when I, you know, took them off the die, but don't worry about it because you're never gonna see one little petal at the end. Hi, Karen. Surprise from, oh, you're from Surprise, Arizona? Cool. Well, I'm glad you are here. Yeah, and sometimes I'll take these before I start and kind of fluff them out a little bit because when you run them through the die cut machine, it seals them together a little bit. And once you're working on them, you want to have them spread out kind of randomly around. You don't want them to all fall in the same place. So just give them a little twist once in a while. They're very forgiving. And when you see how pretty this is, actually, I don't know how pretty it's going to be because I have not made one exactly like this before, but that's the fun of it, to see how it comes out. And then, you know, you all have different flowers, I'm sure, from other companies. And hi, Australia. Wow. Thank you for coming. I don't know what time it would be there. You're like totally on the other, it's probably tomorrow. And hello from Cincinnati, Scotland. This is great. Wow. Thank you for coming, everyone. See, flowers are universal. Everybody loves flowers. Can you see okay? It's hard to get a good position. You know, I kind of like it even like this. Isn't it pretty? It's not really very realistic, but okay. So now, one more set. These are our biggest ones. And if I were going to do this not in a rush, I would probably take a couple more and do them, you know, like maybe just 2 at a time and not a big clump like I'm doing now. But I want to get to the other part of it, which is wrapping the stem, which we haven't done that yet in the last couple nights. So that's a good thing to know. All right, so the video is stuck. Oh no. Well, you know, you probably can watch it on the replay because the first night that I did this, I was outside and the screen froze for me filming it. And then when I watched it, it was all kind of compressed and it didn't look so bad. I was very happy. All right, so now you can imagine the fluffiness of the flower that you're gonna get depends on how many layers of this stuff you cut. So if you did a half a sheet, it's gonna be a lighter, airier flower. This is gonna be a little bit thicker and fuller. So, and then just take it and go down the row like that and just kind of give it a good squish. All right, now comes the kind of tricky part, which is transferring this onto our stem. And I'm not gonna do that all at one time. I'm gonna gather all of my, actually, you know what I'm gonna do is just slide this on here. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but let's try. Oh, seems to be working pretty good. Yeah, all right. We have these, so that was easy. All right, now we have all of our smallest ones. Hi, Gail. When will the replay be? It's immediately after. You just go right on after this and it's up. It's amazing. Yeah, this is Facebook Live. So I did 2 other, whatever you want to call them, classes, demos, workshops, whatever they are. I did one every night the last 2 nights. So if you want to go on there and take a look and see other flowers and how to do them, go ahead. That would be great. All right. So these are going on pretty easily. That's good. Okay. We're getting there. This is going to be a really super duper thick flower. But I like the thick ones. And you know what? If it's too thick, you just go through and you take a couple off. Not a big deal. Now this one is pretty, I don't know. I may leave some of these on here because we don't want it to be hugely full. But I'm going to take a look at it. And then I'm going to go on this other end here because, oh, actually, it's looking pretty good. Hey, there's Diana. Can we put the stem down the straw and pull it out? Well, it's not a straw, it's a pipe cleaner. I don't know. I mean, I would try. A straw might actually work. The centers of the flowers, though, are not that thick. So I'm not sure they would fit, but I mean, experiment and play with this. That's what I say. Okay. Oh, I think that's pretty, don't you think? Look at that. And then you can also, when you're done, kind of take it and scrunch everything to the top like that. So it looks more flower-like. Okay. Could you put it on the stem and then open and spread them apart? Yes, you can. The problem is this is pretty thin and they like to fly off. What you could do is just bend it at the end. Oh, thank you. Yes, these are available on Sussex.com. Or if you go on my blog, you can see samples, which my amazing inspiration team has made, and you can click on them and go right from the blog to Sussex and do it that way, however you want. And you know what? Just shake it up a little. Hold your hand at the bottom though, or they're all going to go flying all over the place. All right, I like how that looks. You guys like that? Is that okay? Yeah. Michelle, well, Michelle is like the master of flowers. You should see what she's doing on her Instagram. They're beautiful for her daughter's wedding. What did you do to the top so they don't fly off? What I did was I have a pearl and we twisted the center of we threaded it onto one piece of wire, and then we used this new twist and style tool to get this on there. Shelly, man, we got the whole team here. Okay, so now I'm going to finish this off. I'm going to take my button and I'm going to take a dot of glue, and we can just set this here because it's okay. It's all secure. And actually, yeah, I'm going to do that because I want to show you how to do the flower leaves. All right, so we're just gonna, we can let this sit for a second. And if you have any petals stuck in there, just, all right, and here is the other tip that I like to show. I take a binder clip, one of the little mini ones, and I squish this down as far as I can go, and then clip it, okay? Now I can let that set. Hey, Shelly! And just let that rest for a second. Okay, the other thing that I like to do, now we can, let's see, I want to show you, but I don't want to go through all the twisting again. If you guys can hang on for 1 second, let me get some wires. I have them already twisted. All right, sorry, I told you I was running very, very late. Okay, so here are some that I have already, because when I'm doing these assembly line, yes, I do love that beacon glue. I just run through and I cut a whole bunch of flower or stems. I do a whole bunch of stems at one time. Last night I did almost a whole thing of wire. So it's just easier while you're on a roll to just do a whole bunch of them. And then you can do your flowers separately. So here are two that do not have the bead on the top. Okay, here's a silver one, here's a green one. It doesn't really matter because we're going to cover the stems. Okay, so let me put the cap on here and move this stuff out of the way. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our leaf, and first I would probably take you can use whatever you have on hand. I like this, just, it rolls nicely and it's a good size. So let's do 2 different sizes. And I also cut a bunch of leaves to have on hand too. And we'll just twirl that a little bit too, okay, because we have 2 stems. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our glue and we're going to glue either side. So just run a line of glue down here, down here. This is the bottom of the leaf. Now, if you wanted to get fancy, you could do 2 leaves, put your wire in the center, and then, you know, put another leaf on top so you don't notice. But really, I don't bother with that because who's looking at the bottom of a flower leaf? All right, now this one, I kind of like to use the end that has the little loop. See that? Because then you have something to kind of anchor into your flower. And I'm going to go ahead, and that lets you bend this. You know, don't have any pokey things sticking out because that'll hurt, but which that one does. But I'm just going to let that set for 1 minute too. And let that dry on there. And I probably should have put a little more glue, but All right, that one, where'd that other stem go? And you can kind of manipulate this as you go if you want to bend it. But I pretty much put them in that's dried. See, it's zip dry, dries so fast. And give this a good coat of glue here. You could use hot glue too. That would probably work better, but I didn't have time to plug it in. So I'm going to clip that. So what we're going to do is we're going to twist this onto a stem. And actually, I'm just going to pull that off because we don't need that. Because it's going to have its own little stem. All right, so these are drying. The flower is drying. We're good. Now we're going to take one more stem, and let me get one. Let me get a taller one. Okay, here's a bigger one. It doesn't matter. These are two different color wires. It doesn't really matter. Yes, the leaves are cardstock. I would probably use hot glue, but no, the binder clip comes off. Oh, glitter. Yes, that would be beautiful. Ooh, Shelly. All right, so we're going to use this tape here, and I'll just show you how I did this leaf. This is actually felt. I cut these flowers out of felt, and then I did what I just showed you. I took the glue and I wired that on, and I wired this one on, and then I put wire on the whole thing. So let's just go through that really quick. This stuff is what, it was scaring me. I wasn't sure how to use it. It comes in a couple different widths. It comes in different colors. I've seen brown, white, a darker green, but this is floral tape. And you want to get fresh floral tape because I don't think this is, and it starts splitting. But the way that it works, I'm just going to start fresh here. You don't want dried up floral tape because it's a real pain. It's going to tear on you. It's going to, you know, splinter off, and it's a pain. So make sure you have nice fresh floral tape. Felt is, yes, you will love the felt, Shelly. All right, so what we're going to do is, here's our long stem. We're going to start wrapping this from the bottom. Usually, well, actually, let's do it on here. This should be dry. Let's do it right up here. All right, and then we'll thread these on. So this is probably the hardest part to get this started. What you need to remember is that this works by you stretching it. That's what pulls out the adhesive. So what I do is kind of get started, and you can tear off some just so you don't have a big long hunk of it. And if you want, you can add a little bit of glue to get it started. And usually when you're making a flower, you have a little bit more to grab onto. We only have that button and it's a little bit slippery. So I'm just going to kind of twist this around. Which direction am I going? And it's sticking to itself. And try and kind of make sure this stuff doesn't get caught in it. But you're just going to start wrapping. Once you get it going, it's easy. But you want it to stay attached to the end. Which of course it doesn't want to do. Let me put a little more glue here. And that's what we love about being live. I could have staged this. That would have been good. But then you see, you know, what's happening with me, so you know how to fix it. So really, it's a good thing, right? All right, so there, I added a little glue, and I'm just going to hold that on there, and then you just start wrapping. And you can come back over this and come back up here if you want, but you're just kind of, you know, wrapping it around. All right. And really, who's going to be looking that close? You can always add more up here, but it seems to be sticking, so we're good for now. And then you start thinking, all right, where do I want my leaves to go? Let's go down a little bit further, because they're going to come back up. So what's happening here? I don't know why I'm losing internet here. Could you, wait, could you, sorry, You add a small piece of masking tape around the base. Yes, that would be a good idea. Yes, you are a genius. Thank you, Emily. All right, it takes a village to make a flower. All right, so after a while you get in a little rhythm with this, but let's say we want to add in our stem. So what we're going to do is we're going to hope this is dry. That one I added extra. This one looks pretty good. All right, so I'm going to take this off, and then I'm going to add this to my stem. Let's put it so, well, yeah, that looks pretty good. So what you're going to do is just bring this down a little bit more. And then you're going to add in your flower. So all you do is you put that inside and start wrapping. So probably I should have wrapped the leaf first. You know, I should have done this stem first, so that's wrapped. In fact, let me just do that. Sorry. That's the fun of it. The experimenting. And this will be easier because we have something to start with here. And you probably could add a little, and I need to stretch it. So that makes it stick. And if this is a little bigger at the base of it, that's okay, because that's kind of how leaves have that little bump thing there. All right, so then I'm just wrapping around. And it goes easy once you get the hang of it here. And you know, sometimes the stems get a little thick, so you can trim this off if you don't need this whole amount, but I'm just going to do it for now. And you might want to put 3 on one end. You might want to, you know, configure it however you like. I do like to use the same leaves, or maybe this one, but like a smaller looking one of that, because in nature you wouldn't have, you know, 2 different kinds of leaves on one flower. Not that anyone's looking, but. All right, so now we have this one ready to go. So we're just going to bring this around and we're going to wrap it together with our initial stem. So it could go up or down, however you want. So now you're wrapping 2 stems instead of just 1. Okay? And then after a while, you can just kind of wrap around. Now, if we want to add a couple more, I would just do a whole separate add-on like we just did. But basically, that's how you do it. And then you get this pretty little flower. And you could, like I usually like to add, here's some that I made out of a map, a UK map that I got. And so these, I just kind of, these were drying last night. I just glued these on the back, so they're kind of sticking out. So there are so many different ways to do this. But basically, this is how you make your tissue paper flower. Ooh, I went long, sorry guys. Let's see, I just joined, missed making of the flower. Yes, this will be on Facebook Live. Just go to you're on it right now. You're on Eileen Hull Designs. Just when this is over, the whole thing will reset and it'll start from the beginning. So you didn't miss anything, really. And I'm glad I got to see you, Patricia. Thanks for coming. So here's the flower. The name of the flower is the Heart and Soul. That's a new one from Sizzix. And the leaf die, which I love, I really love this big one. That is the Spring Leaves. Okay, great. All right, does anyone have any questions? Because now I can see. Oh, Patricia gave a tip. What was it? I missed it. I'm going to have to go back and watch. Oh, good. I'm glad you came. So what do you guys think? Should we keep going next week? Because, no, I don't have a store. I sell through Sizzix, Sizzix.com. You can go on there and look under Eileen Hull, and that'll show you the latest stuff. I would love if you would like me on, is that pathetic? Please like me on Eileen Hull Designs, which you're on here right now. So if you just want to like the page, then you'll get alerts and stuff. You love to see the hands-on. I think so too. Fun to watch me. Shelly, you should be doing it. Yeah? Okay. All right. Well, we have one more tomorrow. Okay. Good. Well, I'm glad you're having fun, and thanks for coming. Does this time work okay for everyone? I know it's hard to get a good time, but for me, it's 6 o'clock. I'm on the East Coast, so usually I'm home and I'm kind of starting dinner, so we eat a little later. But then that way I know every day, okay, I have to be there at 6 o'clock. So for me, that's just helpful. So, and if you can't get here, then it's on the replay. So can't lose, right? All right, well then, tomorrow, what a difference makes to actually see. I know, isn't it? Yeah. Well, and I'll be, never stop. Jane, gonna give me a heart attack. I was dying. I was on the Fairfax County Parkway today, and I'm like, ambulance, why were you in an accident today? I mean, it's horrible. But, okay, well, I'm glad you came. Thank you. I am going to watch, and more videos would be great. Yes, thank you. Thanks for watching. To pull and stretch and wrap the flower tape. Yes, use very little. And that's the trick. Yeah, I need to work with it more. Pull, stretch, wrap. Oh, thank you, Patricia. And if anybody, you know, if you get these and you want the spring leaf, yes. If you make some flowers and you want to share them, please email them to me or just put them on my Facebook page or message me. I would love to share them because, I mean, we all have our own way of making flowers, and they're just beautiful. They'll work for so many different events or cards, even, you know, like a little word and a flower. I mean, I was thinking just that would be so pretty. And I like making things out of these thinner materials, not just the cardstock, because they fluff and unfluff. They should be in stores now, Jane. Actually, if you are interested, you can ask your store owner to order them. Or, you know, you can go to Sizzix. But I love to support the stores because that's where it's fun to have a nice little place to go, and if we don't buy stuff from them, they will not be around. So anyway, if you want to follow me, I will be teaching on the road, and this is going to be one of my classes, so you never know. I might be in your neighborhood, so just stay tuned. And name tags too. Oh, a Kentucky Derby hat. Actually, I made one for my granddaughter. Let me show you. I found this hat in the thrift store, and I made her a little paper flower hat. She loved it. She wore it all over the place. I mean, she was like 7, so it was, you know, she didn't feel like she was worried about being goofy looking, but I think it's actually a woman's hat. So anyway, see, isn't it cool? So you can do all kinds of stuff with these flowers, and I think you can see it. Yes, I plan to come there. So, all right. Well, I don't want to hold you guys up. It's 6:45, so I appreciate you taking the time today and coming and visiting. And we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to do mat board flowers. So wait until you see them. You probably wouldn't think of them as a material to use for flowers, but they're really cool. So we will see you tomorrow. And if you want to like my page, Eileen Hull Designs, which you're on right now, you can see me on Instagram. Sometimes I put things that are a little bit different there, and I'm Eileen Hull. And then I'm also, where else am I? I don't know. It's always Eileen Hull. That's all I can remember. So thanks for coming, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow, okay? Night.